Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. So, this is Sunday service, the very first one. Do you know, I've actually been quite nervous about this. Because, I've just not done it before, I'm just trying to bring some positivity into our crazy world. Of course, if for anyone who doesn't know me, if you're watching this channel for the first time, my name is Vicky Marie and I talk about true crime normally. So it's although it's very important, and I think we talk about true crime with empathy, and there are important stories that we have to tell, victim stories. It obviously, just for the very nature of it, can be a little bit depressing. And also, we all need a little bit of positivity. Sometimes we have to remember that although the stories that we talk about are normally, talking about someone who's done something really quite horrible to somebody else, or, and how families have suffered, victims suffer, victims' families suffer. Even the perpetrators, their families suffer, don't they? And even the perpetrators, in a way, they need prayers probably more than anyone, because they're on like an eternal damnation sort of spiral, aren't they? So I thought I would try this and we'll see if it's popular, if people like it, if people find it useful, helpful to them. I mean, the idea of it is that after watching this Sunday service, you will feel better than you did when you started watching it. That's really the idea of it. I can't heal the world. I can't solve everybody's problems. I know that, but what we can, and none of us can, but what we can do is support each other. We can send out positive energy. We can send out prayers. Doesn't matter what religion you are. If you don't have a religion, you maybe don't believe in God, or maybe you're a Muslim, or maybe you're Jewish, or maybe you're a Buddhist or a Christian, or whatever you are, doesn't mean to say you cannot send out prayers to your higher power, to whatever it is you believe in. Even just sending out prayers to the universe in general. I mean, at the end of the day, there's some reason why we're all here on this mad journey that we're on. And life is hard. There's lots of hard decisions to make. Some are more important than others, but every decision you have to make can be a difficult one, because that's the whole point of it being called a decision. You make decisions in life. Sometimes you make the wrong ones, and you realize it later on, and you can't change what you did, if you like. Can't change that, but what you can do is try and make up for it, feel sorry about it. This it's a very complicated thing, this life journey, isn't it? Very complicated, full of difficulties. Now, there are lots of difficulties people might be experiencing as we talk. Oh, look, my dog's coming up. A video bomber dog again, Riley. I don't know if you can see him. Riley always likes to video bomb. So you may be experiencing mental health problems, physical health problems, maybe not you, or maybe one of your loved ones. Maybe you've had a bereavement, maybe you've lost a pet, maybe you've got financial difficulties, maybe you've got work difficulties, maybe you're worried about, as I say, members of your family. You could be family of a victim, someone who's fallen victim to even murder, or domestic violence, or self-deletion. Life is, there are so many curveballs in life that can hit you, and still, really, you've got to keep going, one foot in front of the other, especially for the other people in your life that probably need you. Now, this is something that I say often, is it doesn't matter how big or small your problem is either. What's a big problem to you might be a small problem to someone else, but that doesn't detract, does it, from your problem and what your problem is. And problems can seem bigger when they're not shared with anyone as well. You can have a problem, you can be just worrying about maybe an appointment you've got tomorrow, or an interview, or something that's just a bit, if that's keeping you up at night or making you anxious, making you worry, that's just as important as any other problem. Now, maybe at some point you'll put it into perspective. Some problems can be solved, some problems can't be solved. If you've lost somebody, that can't be solved. If somebody has passed over to the next realm, that can't be solved. They can't come back, unfortunately. But, it's how you deal with it. Dealing with bereavement is a coping mechanism, isn't it? Be it bereavement of a person or a pet. Some people have lost, their pets, and their pets were their world. So everyone's different, everyone's unique, everyone's got different problems, unique problems. But what we've all got in common is we're all human beings on this journey through life, for whatever reason. I firmly believe we're here for a reason. Don't know what it is like. I'm always trying to work out what it is. I have no idea. Even at my advanced stage, I haven't worked out what the reason is. And I was trying to work it out from when I was sort of a teenager, sort of, thinking, what the hell is life all about and what we're here for? Riley, stop it. Get down. Do you know what? He's not come up to me all the time while I've been preparing for this live. And now suddenly I'm on the live. He wants to video bomb. So anyway, that's why we're doing this. We're going to support each other. We're going to give each other positive thoughts. We're going to pray, but as I say, not in a religious way. We're going to send out positivity. That's what prayer is. Doesn't matter who you're praying to. You pray to your God, I'll pray to mine. And I fully respect anybody's religion, as long as they don't try and enforce it on me, of course, just as I won't be trying to enforce any religion on anybody. I think I'm a-religious, really, but I do believe in God. And I do believe in Christ as well, but I'm a sort of a, what's the word? I almost want to believe it, and then there's this doubting Thomas thing inside me. But some people don't believe in any of that, and that's fine. Or they've got a completely different religion, a different God. Everything is fine. It's you're even if you don't want to believe in any of that, you're just sending your thoughts out to the universe. You have to believe in the universe because you look up into the sky and there it is. So we do know that the universe exists, don't we? Okay, so I want to say thank you first of all. So gratitude is going to be a big part of these Sundays. You have to feel gratitude about every little plus that you have in your life. It might be just waking up in the morning is a plus at my age. There's people much younger than me who haven't woken up in the morning and been taken from this earth. So just waking up in the morning is something. Hopefully some days your aches and pains are better than others. Things like just coming down, making my coffee, a bit of peace in the morning, putting some podcasts on, listening to the news. These are little pleasures that whatever your pleasures are, whatever your routine is, whatever you like doing, taking your dog out, I don't know, having a nice bath, or all these are small pleasures that mean something and should mean something, and we should be grateful for every little bit of pleasure we have in our life. And it may be a little thing. I've just had a really nice breakfast. I'm lucky that I've had that breakfast. Some people won't be having breakfast this morning, will they? Some people don't have a home to make their breakfast in, things like that. So I do try, and I'm not saying I'm always successful. I try and turn everything into a positive daily. It doesn't always work, believe me. I'm not saying, I'm not some saint who, I always look on the positive. I don't. Sometimes I go down into the depths of depression, and I just think, oh God, maybe there's a situation going on, can't see an end to it. I'm not any different from anybody else that I feel like that. But doing the YouTube helps me. Chatting to you guys, that always helps. Those of you who are regular viewers of my channel, you'll know that sometimes if I come on and do a rant about something, I always feel better afterwards. So yeah, nobody's above feeling down. There's dark days. And, you know, sometimes you don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to leave the house. You don't want to face anybody. Sometimes you have to give in to that. But I would say don't give into it for a lengthy period. Giving into it for one day. Have a little wallow in self-pity, in sadness. Do that whenever you feel like you have to do that. Have a good cry. Crying is so good for sort of letting out pent-up emotions. Even if you're a man or a woman, you know, nobody's above a good cry. I think crying is good for you. I blub all the time, as you've, again, if you're a regular viewer of my channel, it doesn't take much to make me cry. But I don't think it's a bad thing, you know, it's because you care about situations. So anyway, yeah, thank you to all of you that are subscribers already. If you're not a subscriber, please consider it. Please remember to like this video, press notifications so you get notifications of future Sunday services, but they will be every Sunday at 11 Spanish time if, you know, if they prove popular and they decide to continue them. But also so that you get notifications about cases that we're covering, etc. Riley, what? Riley's been really annoying, but anyway. So yeah, and also special thank you to my subscribers, to people who buy me Ko-fis, very kindly buy me Ko-fis or send super stickers, all of you that have sent me emails recently, left nice comments. These mean the world to me because that's what makes me feel like continuing. Because yeah, sometimes, you know, with True Crime YouTube channel, you do sort of think, oh gosh, why am I doing this? So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so let's take the banner off. So the first thing I'm going to do is light a candle. Now, I quite often light a candle when I'm doing crime videos, you know, for the victims or for the families or for people that are missing. You know, lighting a candle is a small but significant thing I think you can do, because when you light a candle, it doesn't change anything. You know, the cynic would say that. Doesn't change anything. Of course it doesn't. But it sends out a little bit of light, a little bit of positive thought that you're thinking about that person or people in that moment. So I'm going to light a candle, candles for all of us. I had thought about sort of doing like, you know, mentioning all the people that we were talking about at the moment on the crime channel, like Rachel Marin, etc. But you know what? I'm decided I'm not going to do that. This is not going to be, because when I do the videos about Rachel's trial or about anyone who's gone missing or, you know, trials that of people that have found justice, I light a candle then normally, and I talk about then. So I'm not going to deal with specifics in these Sunday services. It's just a general positive message going out, not only to all the cases that we talk about, but also to us, to us. And I always say, remember, you are important. You take time out for you. Light a candle for yourself sometimes. Be kind to yourself, because at the end of the day, you know, and I found this, I think most people find it difficult as well when they pray to ask for things for themselves, because you feel like being selfish, don't you? It's like, oh God, there's so many people needy in the world. How, you know, why should I pray for me? And I've got, you know, things that people, even just a roof over your head, a lot of people would give anything for that, wouldn't they? So sometimes you feel a bit guilty about praying for yourself, but you shouldn't, because, you know, you are just as entitled as anyone else to feel sorry for yourself sometimes, to ask for things from God or from whoever your God is. Why not? Why not? You know, you have to be kind to yourself, as kind as you would be to somebody else. Because quite often we're kinder to other people, aren't we? We, oh, poor thing, and that. We don't ever say that about ourselves, do we? So, oh God, I'm so stupid, or I can't believe I did that. Oh, you know, I've done it all wrong again. But you just think, you wouldn't say that to somebody else, would you? So don't say it to yourself. So I'm going to say hello to people. First of all, hello to you lurkers at home. You know who you are. I want to say hello to Replay Crew. I know there'll be people watching this video after it goes out live. Thank you so much, all of you, for watching. And now in a minute, I'm going to say hello to the people that are in the chat. There's a lot of chat going on. I hope it's all positive. I can't see it yet. What was the other thing? Oh, so I'm going to just tell you the basic framework, things I'm going to talk about. So I'm going to say a few prayers. I'm going to look at a positive story. I'm going to read out a song. I was going to sing it, but do you know what? My singing, it would make you laugh. I'll say that. I did think about singing the song instead of reading it out. But that might be too much on a Sunday morning. What else am I going to do? I'm going to give away the 10 free memberships that are on my Spanish and English channel. I'm going to do that. And then I am going to play an old membership video that I found where I am singing. I haven't played it for ages. So, so protect your ears. I'll give you warning when that comes on if you don't want to listen to it. But if not, it will make you laugh, I'm sure. What else are we going to do? So let me just see what I've got up here. Yeah. So that's basically the framework. As I say, it's the first one that I've done. I'm going to tell you about some people that have contacted me and asked me to send prayers for them for whatever reason, for us all to send prayers for them. It's not just me, this is all of us, hopefully, that are going to join in and send good thoughts out to people who need it. I think we all need it a little bit, don't we? But some people might have something specific going on that they need it for. Okay, so let's say hello to the people that are in chat at the moment. Oh, thank you all for being here. It's so lovely. Because what will matter here, if I think it's going to be popular and people are going to watch it and enjoy it and get something out of it, I will definitely continue it. Hi, Yvonne. Hi, Bluebell. Hi, Jim. Hi, Angel Alfie. Hi, Claire. It's not a scarf, Bluebell. It's part of the blouse. It's all attached. Sort of ties up at the back there. I'm always nervous, Angel, honestly. Even on my normal videos I am, but this because it's the first one. Thank you, David. Vicky of Dibley. Yeah, maybe I should get a dog collar. I mean, no, I don't mean a literal dog collar with studs in it. I mean a dog collar. Yeah, maybe I should be. I think I'd quite like to be a vicar. Oh, Yvonne feels better already being here. I know you weren't very well, Yvonne, so let's hope, the thing is, that's it when you're ill, or whether you're ill mentally or physically, sometimes, you've just got to go through it, haven't you? Whatever it is. Sometimes, you take the doctor's advice. Well, if you're me, you don't take the doctor's advice. I'm terrible. I never go to the doctors. I get told off all the time. I would if I had something desperately wrong, I suppose. I would. But anyway, you take whatever advice, you Google whatever, you take whatever medication you're supposed to take. And, sometimes it doesn't really help, does it? And you just have to sort of go through these phases. I've forgotten what it was. Oh, so if something like this can just make you feel better, even just take your mind off it for an hour, because sometimes the mind is so powerful, isn't it? I don't think we should ever underestimate how powerful the mind is. Now, obviously, some illnesses that people have, they're not created, they're not mental illnesses, they're physical illnesses. If you break your leg, you break your leg. There's not much you can't just, fix it by thinking about it. But I do think there are quite a lot of illnesses that are made worse by thought processes. I don't think you can ever underestimate how powerful the mind is. Because what I always think of, I mean, it's sort of unrelated, but I think it just shows the power of the mind. When you look at fashions from years ago and you think, oh my God, look at the state of that, that I can't believe I wore that. But at the time you thought it was brilliant, didn't you? But it's the actual item, it's not changed. If you used to wear, if you used to wear like a jumpsuit when they were popular before, years ago, or you used to wear platform shoes, or you used to wear uh, whatever you pinafore dresses or whatever was popular years ago. Clown trousers were something that were popular with men or boys. If you used to wear those years ago and you thought they looked fantastic, well, they haven't changed. They're still the same item. They haven't metamorphed into something different. What's changed is your mental perception of them, and you're now looking at them and thinking, oh God, they look ridiculous. Maybe haircuts from years ago. Oh my God, look at the state of that. How did I ever think that was nice? But you did, because your mind told you it was nice. And now your mind's telling you it's not nice for whatever reason, because maybe you've changed in your taste, fashions have changed in society. There's all a million, they don't spend fortunes on psychologists for advertising campaigns for nothing. They don't just pay the money to bring in people to, actually influence the way people think. We can be controlled. Our mind can be controlled. It's very powerful. And you can see that some people have got a cheerful outlook on life and they don't allow their outlook to be changed. And other people are affected by every depressing thing they see on the telly. I mean, watching the news this morning, I thought, oh my God, don't they ever put anything positive on there? I mean, I know that issues are important and we have to know about what's going on in the world, but surely they could put some positive things on there. They never come on and give a story, a fantastic, inspiring story, do they? It's all gloom, doom, depression. Anyway. Sorry, so I'm waffling already. Hi, Mello. I may have said hello to Mello. I'm not sure. Hi, Daniel. I've forgotten who I said hello to now. I like a waffle, don't you? Every day out of the fire is a bonus. Exactly. Oh. Yeah, well, crying's good for you, Angel. So don't ever feel bad about crying. My singing is good. Oh, Bluebell. Honestly, I really wanted to sing this song that I'm going to read out, and I may practice it because I love the song so much. Angel, you're very lucky you've not heard me singing. Very, very lucky. Hi, Joanne. There you go, Angel. You've already had a result. You've not heard me singing before. That's something positive. Okay, right. Okay, Angel, I will do, because I was going to read out your email or parts of it, but I wasn't going to mention you by name. But if you don't mind me mentioning you by name, I will. Thank you, Joanne. Yeah. Now, do you remember, because exactly, fashions and trends, one thing I remember very clearly, and it was Madonna who changed this. You would never, God, you'd be mortified if anybody saw the line of your underwear under your skirt or your t-shirt or your top. I remember when I worked at the Social Security when I was 18, 19, the boys who worked there, don't forget this was a long time ago. There's no PC then. They were constantly talking about VPLs, which were visible panty lines, and VBLs, which were visible bra lines. It was like a thing. Oh, so Vicky's got a t-shirt on today. You can see he's got VBL, a visible bra line. I mean, that's, we're talking about the 80s now. That was how PC everybody was then. But then Madonna came along and she's got her underwear out, she's wearing it on over her clothes, her bras showing, everything. And then now it's like underwear is sort of almost part of your outfit, isn't it? It's like, yeah, why not show your bra off or wear your bra over your clothes, or nobody cares whether they can see your knickers through your dress or whatever. These kind of things is how things change, how we look at things differently. But it's not only new generations. We're the same. I'm the same person looking at things that once I would have found, oh, God, look at the state of that. And then now I think, oh, that's lovely. You know, so this is what I'm saying. Your mind is powerful. Your mind can be influenced by fashions, by narratives, by all sorts of things. You know, you can be whipped up into a frenzy with public outrage and stuff like that. And, you know, sometimes it doesn't even matter if it's true, does it? Because I think media has had a lot to do with it, hasn't it? But either mainstream media or social media can change opinions, can influences. That's the whole point of what they do. They influence people's thinking about things. Anyway. It's interesting, isn't it? That's a subject for another video. You know, there's definite mind, and there's been mind experiments done for years by the government. The government understands. The government understands the importance of influencing people. Oh, and look at underwear. Look at underwear men used to wear, like Y fronts. Oh my God. You know, people, I mean, sorry to anybody out there. Maybe there's men out there who still wear Y fronts. You know, I'm not commenting on, I'm just telling you now. Women don't like it, you know, now men like boxers, don't they? Or, you know, we don't use the word underpants really anymore, do we? It's boxers, you know. I've been told off for doing that, you know, by my son many times, you know, years ago. Now I would never say underpants. It's a word that's just gone out of my vocabulary. But, you know, years ago, yeah, that's what they were, underpants. Now the boxers, or I don't know, it's probably other words. Maybe even boxers is old now. I don't know. Jocks in Australia. No, Y fronts. Oh my God. They're like the least sex, but they'll probably come back in one day, won't they? They'll come back in one day in years to come. All the young people will be wearing Y fronts. I'm laughing at the old men who wear boxers. Oh dear. Because things change, don't they? You know, times change. Okay, so I think I've said hello to everyone in chat. If I've forgotten you, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry, Joanne, to hear about what's happening over there. And that's in Australia, but also there's wildfires in Ireland, isn't there, in Northern Ireland at the moment? I mean, there's a lot going on, but that's not what I'm here to talk about in this video. We're going to talk about sending out some positivity, aren't we? So what we're going to start with, I think so a few prayers that I want to say specifically for people is a prayer for someone I know who's going through some mental health issues. It seems to be getting better, so hopefully it will carry on getting better. That's definitely a prayer I want to say. I want to pray for one of our chatters whose cat has gone missing. I hope that they come back. I hope that they find out what's happened to them, because that's, you know, again, so some people, if you haven't got a cat, it can seem like a trivial thing. But if you have got animals and you understand how important animals are to people, it's not trivial at all. It's devastating. So prayer for them. And then I just want to read out this email that I've been told I can say who it is, and this is for one of our chatters who'll tell you herself who she is. And she's going through a tough time, just things not going well, traumatizing relationship that has left them feeling rubbish about themselves. And she was mentioning, it's true, how other people can affect you so much. The things they say, words are so hurtful. You know, sometimes it's not actual violence, is it, that hurts people the most? It's the things people say, you know, that stick in your mind. And listen, I'm as guilty as that. You know, we're all, when we're angry, we say things that we don't mean. They just come out because we want to hurt that other person. And then afterwards, we, you know, those words last longer, don't they, really? The scars that words make last longer than the scars that violence makes, really. You know, they're just as bad, if not worse, I think. And you can't take them back. they stick in that person's mind. And I've had it done both ways. People have said horrible things to me throughout my long life, lots of times. I think I've developed a bit more of an imperviousness about it now. That's what's been good, from when I was a child. I have been bullied mercilessly when I was a child. I was very, very bullied. And do you know what? Now I think about it, and I think that's perhaps how I cope with trolls on YouTube, and not only that, I've been bullied by people who mattered to me. Do you know what I mean? People have said horrible things to me because I've got mental health issues or whatever. People that I care about, I've had to put up with quite a lot of what's the word, bad things that people have said to me. And so I've developed a bit of a thick skin. That's the good thing about it, is because you must always realize that words can hurt, but you have to put what's the word, you almost have to put shield. We've talked about shields before. You can put a psychic shield around you so that don't let anybody affect your peace of mind, even if it's someone you care about. And it is hurtful, I know for a fact it's hurtful, but you just, at the end of the day, you are you. You have to build your shield around yourself and not get this. What I like about Buddhism, I've become quite interested in Buddhism, because their philosophy is don't ever let anybody, anything that anybody says should not affect you. You've got to stand away from everything, and it's hard, but anyway, I'm working on it. So yeah, I think words can be scarier and more hurtful, can't they, even than actual violence sometimes. So this person says people really can cause a lot of damage, can't they, to the ego, the mind and the heart? They certainly can. And this person says, I visit your channel as a reminder that there are some lovely people out there, you and the other chatters, even though I haven't got lovely people around me in real life at the moment. Having lots of issues with finance, job stuff, need to get a job, but so far haven't really got anywhere with it. And could you kindly request some prayers or positive thoughts my way? Would be really helpful to me on this journey I'm on. Thank you, Vicky. You are appreciated. So that is from Angel Alfie, who said it was okay to mention her name. So let's send out some prayers to Angel Alfie. We're going to do some prayers in a moment, but we can say our prayers at any time. The good thing about prayers is you can pray anytime, anywhere, to anybody you want. You can pray in your head. You can pray out loud. You don't have to kneel down at the side of your bed. You don't have to go to church to pray. Prayer you can do anywhere. It's something you can do anywhere at any time. That's what's so brilliant about it. Now, a gratitude that I want to put out as well. Again, I'm not going to mention the person, but just say one of my chatters is offered to do me a website, which is so kind, just as a thank you for everything that I do according to them. And I'm so appreciative of that. So I don't have a website at the moment. One, I haven't got time, and of course normally it costs money as well to set up a website, but they have asked if they can do one for me, so that's very kind of them. Thank you so much. Right, I think we should, where will we go now? Right, okay. Now, I want to say, first of all, to all of us, there's probably none of us that have, oh, Claire, she's not come back yet. Oh, bless. Well, I hope if somebody's stolen her, so it's Claire with the cat, as she's telling us about it in the chat. And her cat is part Maine Coon, isn't it? And it's, unfortunately, there's a lot of these animal stealers out there. But the one thing I was thinking about, Claire, and I hope it just made me smile, and I hope it makes you smile too, because I know your cat, she's not the most affectionate of cats, is she? I hope if somebody has stolen her, she's given them a good swipe with her claws and dug her claws into them. But she may still come back. Cats do sometimes disappear for a long time, don't they? God, I've lost so many cats over the years. As I was saying, I don't know. I think if I ever had another cat, which I love cats so much, can't have a cat at the moment because of the German Shepherd. But I think it would have to be a house cat, because I don't think I could go through the trauma of losing one again. I've had so many go missing and get run over, and sometimes they just disappear, don't they? You never find out what's happened to them. Sometimes they do get run over and you do find out. That's traumatic. And then I had a kitten once years ago when I lived in the UK that disappeared, and I was heartbroken. I say a kitten, I mean it was a young cat. And then one morning I came out of my house to go to work, and it was in the next door neighbour's tree. And so I knocked on the door of the next door neighbour and I said, "That's my cat in your tree." And she said, "Oh no, it's my cat." I said, "No, it's not my cat." And she'd taken it in, next door neighbour. And I'd never seen it, like, for months. And then just that one day it was in the tree. And anyway, I said to her, like, "You might as well keep it now if you've had it 3 months. But fancy doing that." And they're this cat that I'd cried about for months was all the time living next door. So, this is the trouble with cats. So they're so independent, aren't they? They go off, they do their own thing. So anyway. Okay, so where are we now? What was it? So do you know how easy I am to get distracted? And I've got these things set up ready to do, and don't know why I bother really, because I end up chatting about all sorts of things. Oh, that's right. So what I want to talk about now specifically is bereavement. So there'll be lots of you out there like me. I don't think there'll be any of us that haven't lost anybody at some point. Might have lost our mums, our dads, even brothers, even children, and then pets. Of course, every pet you lose is a bereavement. If you get attached to your pet, it feels like losing one of the family. You can never underestimate that. How it feels to lose a pet, just the same as it feels to lose a person, but especially if you've lost a loved one. And of course, because we follow true crime, there's lots of people that have lost loved ones to violent behavior, to murder, or to self-deletion. Some of the cases that we follow, turns out people do it to themselves, or accidental death, or whatever the reasons are. Losing somebody and coming to terms with it is really difficult. So I love this song. It is a song, and I wanted to sing it. But I haven't sang it in the end. But I might sing it one day in the future, because I love the trouble. My problem is I love singing. I just can't sing, but I really enjoy singing. Nobody else enjoys it. I enjoy it. So in the end, I decided to read out this song, which is, of course, I don't know if you know, it's "Are You Dancing in Heaven?" And it's a beautiful song, and just, it might make you have a little tear to your eye. But this song now, or this, we'll call it is a song, but I'm going to read it. And it's one I prepared earlier. I recorded it earlier, just for all of us, for all our loved ones who have passed on to the next plane, that hopefully we'll see on the other side. We live in hope that we'll meet up with them again one day. There'll be some people that have passed to the other side that you're thinking, "God, I hope I never see them again." Let's hope we go to different places, and you only get to see the ones you want to see on the next plane. But we'll find out one day. But okay, I'm going to play it now. Tell me, what does it look like in heaven? Is it peaceful, like they say? Does the sun shine bright forever? Have your fears and your pain gone away? 'Cause here on earth, it feels like everything good is missing since you left. And here on earth, everything's different. There's an emptiness. I hope you're dancing in the sky. I hope you're singing in the angels' choir. And I hope the angels know what they have. I bet it's so nice in heaven now that you've arrived. So tell me, what do you do in heaven? Are your days filled with love and light? Is there music? Is there art and adventure? Tell me, are you happy? Are you more alive? 'Cause here on earth, it feels like everything good is missing since you left. And here on earth, everything's different. There's an emptiness. I hope you're dancing in the sky. And I hope you're singing in the angels' choir. And I hope the angels know what they have. I bet it's so nice in heaven now you've arrived. I hope you're dancing in the sky. And I hope you're singing in the angels' choir. And I hope the angels know what they have. I bet it's so nice in heaven since you arrived. Since you arrived. Oh, so I love that song. I will sing it one week. I will definitely sing it one week, but not today. But I am going to, I think that's a good time then to just pop over quickly to the Spanish and English channel, my Spanish and English channel, who I'm also streaming this to, because they're the ones, that's the channel that I can give free memberships away. And it's that time of the month that the free memberships, 10 free memberships, I'm going to throw out, hang on. And then I'm going to play the Welcome to the Family membership song that I haven't played for ages. That is me singing. So you'll get your wish, Angel. So here's 5 memberships coming out. Oh, someone called Vicky's got membership. Vicky, Eva Ryder, Shez, Heidi Helinsky and Mrs. Skeptical. Thank you for watching. And that's the first 5 memberships given out. Do they come up on here? Yeah, and then hang on, I need to give out another 5. I've lost it now. Oh, here we go. Another 5 going out, and the winners of those 5 are Zoe Ricard, Amanda Southern, K311Y, Walker That's Me, and Sassy Carr. Thank you so much for watching, or I think to get those memberships, you have to at least have watched the Spanish and English membership sometimes. Now, a sad thing that I found out is that even though if someone's a member on there, although they can watch the members' lives on a Thursday, their chats are different. So although I see all the chats, wherever people chat from, I get to see it on my stream. But unfortunately, I don't. You can't see each other's. So what I've got to start doing is when people come on to chat, who are part of. Oh, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but anyway, so yeah. So the only problem is, so these people can now watch the members' lives and they can chat, but the trouble is that the people on the other, I've got these 2 YouTube channels. I keep saying I'm going to try and merge them all together one day. Maybe I'll get around to that one day. It's on the list. Like everything else, I've got so many lists of things that I need to do. Anyway, so there you go. So that's 10 members from my Spanish and English channel. Unfortunately, I can't give away free memberships on this channel, on the Vicky Marie Chats channel, because it wasn't my original channel. Nothing straightforward with YouTube, is it? Now, I want to say a couple of prayers now. Just little prayers, and as I say, not religious prayers. I'm going to say the prayers, whether you say them or not is up to you. You can just think them, but they're for, they're for all of us, these prayers. Okay, let's have a look at them. So again, I prepared these earlier. So this is a nice, so these are just short prayers. As I say, non-religious prayers. Look, I've already got my hands up. And you know, this is just really self-affirmations to help us to sort of do better in life for us and for other people. And another thing that's very difficult, isn't it, sometimes that I'm trying really hard to do, but I fail miserably a lot of the time, is be nice to horrible people because they need our prayers more than anyone. If someone's an absolute twonk, they definitely are the people who are most in need of prayers, aren't they? But it's really hard sometimes, isn't it? Even just things, you know, when you're out and about, if I have to go into sort of busy supermarkets or driving busy roads and that, and what are people like? They drive you crazy, don't they? I try and say a little prayer for them because it just stops me calling them a twonk or, you know, the TWAT word, because I can easily lose it. A lot of people think I'm very calm, and I am calm most of the time, but you know, it's like a touch paper. When I go, I go. I'm one of those people, really. I try and be calm and level. Do a lot of stomping around the house and screaming and, you know, whacking the wall and stuff like that. But generally, as far as other people are concerned, I try to be calm, but sometimes I just can't be calm any longer. And it just comes out. And when it comes out, it really comes out. And it's not good. It's not good to lose your temper, but just feel good afterwards. But yeah, so I'm not recommending anyone go around shouting at people. But having said that, you cannot allow people will walk up. Some people are, there's givers and takers, aren't there? Some people, they'll give out all their love or they'll help as much as possible. Most people, I think, are good in this world. But then you get these takers and they will take, and then make you feel bad about that one thing you didn't give them. You know, maybe you gave them bloody everything except one thing. They'll make you feel bad about that one thing you didn't give. And what you've always got to remember is you are not beholden to give anybody anything, really, except your children. You know, you bring your children into the world. So you, in my opinion, you bring a child into the world, you are responsible for them forever, really, more or less. I mean, all right, you know, they get to an age when they should be more independent, but you'll always be their mum or dad, and they'll always be your child, even when they get to be an adult. But they're the only people you're responsible for, and that's only because you made them. Anybody else you're not responsible for. You're not responsible for friends. You're not responsible for any other of your family, really. You know, you didn't bring them into the world. You didn't create their problems, or so you're not, but you will do it because you're a nice human being. You'll help people normally out of the goodness of your heart. But you know what they say, the road to hell is paved with good intentions as well. And what I found as well, a lot of people do what they think are good things for you, but really they've got an ulterior motive. If you ever do anything for anybody, you should do it without, this is another Buddhist principle, you should not expect anything in return. You should not do something and then later throw it up in their face and say, oh, well, I did this for you. Doesn't matter. You do it out of choice. Nobody is beholden to you because, you know, I don't know, you borrowed the money or you gave them a lift somewhere or you did something for them. That's your choice. You do it. They're not beholden to you because of that. But also, you're not beholden to anybody else because of things they do to you. In my opinion, as I say, the only person you're responsible for is yourself, of course, and any children you might have. You do have got a responsibility to your children because you made them, you brought them into the world. And even if later they turn out to be twonks, they're, you know, they're still your twonk, you know. So that, anyway, that's the way I look at it. So this first prayer, may I find, now it's up to you whether you pray or not, it's up to you. I hope you're joining with me, but it doesn't matter, you know, I'll say it anyway. And some people feel uncomfortable with prayer. I know that, I understand that. Everybody just do you, don't do me. You know, you can listen to me, you can laugh at me. Oh, I forgot to do the member welcome to, oh, I said I was going to play. I do get distracted. Sorry, before we have the prayers, I want to, Angel will be looking forward to this. Tell me, what does it look like? I'll get there in the end. Where is it? Oh, where's my members video?
Welcome to the family. We're glad that you have come to share your life with us as we grow in love. And may we always be to you what God would have us be, a family always there, to be strong and to lean on. May we learn to love each other more with every day. May words of love be on our lips in everything we say. May the Spirit melt our hearts, teach us how to pray, that we might be a true family. Welcome to the family. We're glad that you have come to share your life with us as we grow in love. And may we always be to you what God would have us be, a family always there, to be strong and to lean on. May we learn to love each other more and more each day. May words of love be on our lips in everything we say. May the Spirit melt our hearts, teach us how to pray, that we might be a true family. Welcome to the family. We're glad that you have come to share your life with us as we grow in love. And may we always be to you what God would have us be, a family always there, to be strong and to lean on, to be strong and to lean on.
There you go. There you go. So I hope you're all singing along there, or having a laugh at least about it. Okay, so let's say this prayer. I'm going to say a prayer. This first prayer. May I find strength and joy within myself, and may I approach each day with a heart open to the good. I am grateful for the present moment and to the opportunity to learn and grow. I choose to focus on the positive, to find beauty in the ordinary, and to cultivate a spirit of resilience and optimism. May I be a source of light and kindness for myself and those around me. I think it's really important to remember you first, before other people. It has to be you, then everybody else, because if you feel good about yourself, you'll find it easier to be good to other people. So I do think sometimes it's when you don't feel good about yourself that you do get annoyed with other people, don't you? You know, you do. It's like, yeah, you know, when you're in a really bad mood, maybe you're annoyed because somebody's in your family or your loved one, you've had an argument with them. and you go out, you're in a bad mood, and then somebody cuts in front of you, you know, on the traffic lights or whatever, or I don't know, moans about your dog when you're taking them for a walk or whatever. And you just like let rip, don't you? Because you're already feeling like shit for a different, completely different reason. So you've got to work on yourself and make sure you always feel good. Otherwise, you can't make other people feel good. And I've done that a million times. You know, I'm old. I've lived a long time. The million times I've been horrible to other people because I've felt like shit about myself. You know, I'm not some saint who never gets angry with anybody. I do. And always afterwards, I feel really sorry about it. But, you know, normally you can't apologise to that person face to face because you don't even know him. It'll be somebody that you've bumped into, as I say, when you're walking your dog in the supermarket, or, you know, somebody, it's like a road rage thing. So you're never going to see them again. So you can't apologise to them. At least with your loved ones, if you have an argument and you say things, you can at least apologise to them because you're likely to see them again because you probably live in the same house as them. So, yeah, it's very important to try and keep your equilibrium, isn't it? To keep your peace of mind, not let anybody disturb that peace of mind. Stay calm. Again, this is what I like about Buddhism. I'm really sort of not a Buddhist, because I do believe, anyway, never mind. But I do like the principles of Buddhism a lot and the peacefulness of it. You know, because I think some of the other religions, they're too aggressive for me. You know, even under the guise of being nice, like, you know, Christianity, to be honest, and Muslims, Muslim religion, then they go off and have these wars and things. So I think Buddhists, they don't believe in war. So I'm more for that because I am a total anti-war person. But anyway. That's, but it's not that I'm saying there's anything wrong with being a Christian or a Muslim or a Jew or any of that. I'm just saying that the things I don't like exclusive religions, really. You know, in religions, it's sort of like, well, you've got to be like us, otherwise you're not entering the kingdom of heaven. Well, only God decides, or whoever, the higher power decides who goes into the kingdom of heaven. Don't think anybody on earth can, because we're all human beings the same, even the Pope, whether someone's a bishop, whatever they are, that we're all just human beings with human frailties. So I don't believe that, you know, anybody on this planet has the right to tell someone else how to live their life, especially someone who doesn't even live in the real world. You know, if someone's there saying, oh yeah, don't do this, do that, and they live in, you know, in the Vatican or whatever, with complete sort of, they've never had to make the sort of decisions that people have to make day in, day out. And life's hard for a lot of people, probably most people. Life's hard financially, you know, for them. Anyway, so I'm waffling on again. Let me go on to the next prayer. So we come before you with open hearts. Now, who you is up to you. You're God. Yeah, to me, it's God or Jesus. You know, I sort of half believe in both, and now I've got the Buddha thing going on. I hope they don't mind that I can't make my mind up between them. But, you know, it doesn't matter who you is. We come before you with open hearts, seeking solace and understanding in a world that often feels overwhelming. Though we may not follow a specific religious path, we yearn for your presence and guidance in our lives. I love this in this prayer because I do think that even people who are skeptical about God, you know, they do think, or they do want to believe in something. They want to believe in something. Their logical mind takes over. It's like ghosts, isn't it? You know, you could literally see a ghost in front of you, or a UFO, and your logical mind would talk you out of it. I think that happens with God sometimes. God is always there, you know, giving signs. If you ask for a sign, you will get a sign. But you'll get the sign and then you'll talk yourself out of it. I've done that loads of times as well. I've prayed for things that have happened, almost miraculous things. Honestly, situations in my life that I thought, there's no answer to this situation. And I've even thought, you know, the worst of the worst is like the only way out of this situation is to take yourself off to the next planet, the next level, the next plane. Because sometimes situations can be overwhelming. And I've said prayers, you know, these prayers that I've said, and then something has happened to improve it. And I've still sort of talked myself out of believing in, oh, well, it's just a coincidence, or, you know, there's always a way you can talk yourself out of signs and things like that. But I think if you ask for a sign, well, try it, ask for a sign, ask for a miracle with whole heart. I mean, you have to wholeheartedly pray for it, ask for it, and hope for it, and be open to it happening. And anyway, that's just my experience. And, you know, maybe one day we'll go into the actual ins and outs of what that situation was, and you'll know was it's a situation seemed to have no way out. Grant us the strength to face our challenges with courage and the wisdom to make decisions that bring peace and harmony. Help us to find compassion in our hearts for others and to act with kindness in all that we do. You know, and that, as I was saying earlier, that can be hard sometimes. Acting with compassion for people who have been fucking horrible. Sorry, excuse my French. I was hoping to get through this without swearing. Yeah, people who've been really horrible to you. It's hard to find compassion, isn't it, for that person? But you do feel better if you do find it, of course. Help me to trust my inner compass. Let my intuition be strong and my decisions be aligned with my true self. Amen. So this is really important. Trusting your instincts. So many times in my life, I have not trusted my instincts. I've got an instinct about something or someone, and I've thought, no. You know, even in the world of true crime, you know, when you get an instinct about someone and people can poo-poo it all they like. But I know when I have an instinct about someone, it's normally 98% of the time, there's always exceptions, but 98% of the time I'm right about that person and that way I felt about them. So I like that prayer. Help me to trust my inner compass. Let my intuition be strong and my decisions be aligned with my true self. All you can ever do in life is be true to yourself. You know, you can't change the world. Certainly cannot change other people, and you cannot change their actions, even though we'd love to, wouldn't we? We'd love to check, you know, sometimes you wish you could stop people doing the horrible things that they do. And not only against other people, but to themselves, what people do to themselves. But you can't. You can only do your little bit. You cannot change the world. You're not responsible for the rest of everyone has their individual responsibility. Now, this is an important one for any of you who are suffering like with health issues. Again, you know, prayer, you know, it's not going to make you better instantly, is it? But, you know, I'm not Billy Graham. I'm not an evangelist, you know, laying my hands on people and saying, hey, you're healed. You know, that's just not true. But you can make people feel better. May the light of healing surround me, bringing comfort to my body and peace to my mind. Try saying these little prayers to yourself. Or you can just, if you're saying it, you can be saying it about somebody else. May the light of healing surround them, bringing comfort to their body and peace to their mind. Let this light guide me or them through pain and restore my strength. Amen. And I think another important thing to remember about prayer is it can't do any harm, can it? You know, whether you believe it works, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't work. It won't make things any worse, will it? Even in difficult times, may I find reasons to be thankful. Gratitude is the feeling grateful about every little thing that you do have that's good in your life is essential, I think, to mental health well-being. Little things, as I say, just making your coffee in the morning, watching your dogs playing, you know, watching your favourite programme on TV, watching Vicky Marie chats on YouTube, all these little pleasures that you get, be thankful for them, because they might seem like small things to you. Even turning on the tap and water coming out of the tap, if you've paid your water bill and you've not had your water cut off. I've had my water cut off so many times, and electric, years ago especially, you know, just struggling for money. I know what it's like to have your bills cut off, your utilities, and you know, it's a nightmare. So yeah, if you're lucky and you turn the tap on in the morning, the water comes out of it, you turn the your light on, the light comes on, you have paid your bill, you know, that is really, you should be grateful for that, because we take so much for granted that other people don't have all over the world. The world's a big place. Let my gratitude be a source of strength and hope. Amen. Help me so this is a follow-on from that. Help me to cultivate a mindset of gratitude. Let me see the good in every situation and be thankful for the lessons learned. Amen. Well, you know what they say, if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. There are some things, you know, as I say, I've been through in my life, and I'm sure you've been through in yours. But if you had that, you think, oh my God, you know, it was traumatic. But if you hadn't gone through that, you know, you won't be able to help maybe other people or understand the way other people feel, or you won't be the stronger person that you are today. You know, we're always looking for a mission in life, aren't we? You know, you always think, what am I here for? You know, I feel like I've been questioning that since I can remember, since I was a teenager. What am I here for? What's the reason for it all? We all want to know that. And maybe the reason is just to be here, to learn things, to help other people, just get through it as well as you can. That's all you can do, really. At the end of the day, you're stuck here. You're here for a reason. May I cultivate harmony within myself, balancing my thoughts and emotions. Let this inner harmony reflect in my actions and interactions with others. Amen. Now, don't forget, these are prayers. You might, they're like diets, you know, I'm going to do this diet, I'm going to say these prayers, I'm going to do these things. And then the next day you eat the chips, or you break your diet and you feel like shit then because, oh no, I've broke my diet. This is what this is like. You're saying these prayers, you're hoping for this. Don't expect that you're going to be able to do it. Don't feel bad because you haven't been able to do it, because by tomorrow you've had an argument with someone, or you've called someone a twat under your breath and they've heard you, or whatever, and you feel like you've done something wrong. You haven't stuck to what you wanted to do. Don't feel bad about it. Start again. That's the Chinese proverb, isn't it? What is it? Fall 7 times, get up 8. So, for every time you fall, every time you fail, just do it again. Don't give up, really, isn't it? People do give up, and I don't blame them. Sometimes life does get overwhelming for people. But you know what I think? I've said it before in videos, and I'm a firm believer of it. I believe that if you do delete yourself, you end up having to come back to do it all again anyway. It's like, I don't think you get out of it so easily like that. I think you're here for a reason. You've got a journey to take. You've got decisions to make. You've got to arrive at a certain point. And if you decide to sort of cut that short, I just think you get thrown back to do it again, personally. Okay, and this last prayer: may I find strength and joy within myself, and may I approach each day with a heart open to the good. I'm grateful for the present moment, mindfulness, just live in the moment. This moment is all you've got. The past is gone, can't be changed. The future, even an hour into the future, you don't know what might happen, or we're literally not guaranteed anything except this moment that we're living in. I'm grateful for the present moment and the opportunity to learn and grow. I choose to focus on the positive, to find beauty in the ordinary, and to cultivate a spirit of resilience and optimism. May I be a source of light and kindness for myself and those around me. I might have read that one already. Yeah, probably have. But anyway, it's a good one to finish on. So that's the last prayer. Come back into the chat. Sorry, I've not been in the chat. Oh. Hi, Tracy. I hope I haven't missed anyone coming in. I don't think I have. I don't think I've missed anyone coming in. If I did, I'm sorry. I'll keep flicking back through. See Tracy there, but I think it's hello, it's Tracy. Okay, so one last thing to talk about before I finish, which is a nice story. I thought I would tell, you know, a little good news, just a small act of kindness that somebody did for somebody. Now, again, if we're going to carry on with this on a Sunday, which seems to be popular, we'll see how it goes. If you've got any stories of acts of kindness, either you did to somebody else or they did to you, send them in to me to the email. So this is like a good news site, Sunny Skies. Always good, always some little sort of happy, good feeling stories on there. So this one was sent in on April the 4th, so just recently, something that happened to my wife and I on vacation a few years ago. My wife, fiance at the time, were taking a trip from Charlotte to Hot Springs, NC, I don't know what, North Carolina is it, for a little cabin hot tub ski time. I had a 2006 Mazda 6. Sorry, I've just got to have a drink because my throat's going. That I had been driving for about 3 years at the time. It was a sunny Friday midday when we made it close to Asheville, and I started hearing a thump from my car. Is that dirt or mud? Inquired my wife. But considering we had been on the highway for 2 hours without hitting as much as a clod, I knew it had to be something else. It only took a few seconds to realise it was under the hood and probably something knocked loose. We pulled over on a random nearby turn, and I cracked the hood open and realised my serpentine belt was absolutely shredded. An oil leak had deteriorated the belt and left us stranded on the side of the road. It wasn't 5 minutes before a gentleman named Steve stopped and offered help, and it was quite a lot of help to give to a stranger. He drove me to a nearby auto parts store that had a belt and back to the car so we could get it on. If you're familiar with changing a serpentine belt, it's not a toolless job unless you're a monster. And to make things worse, the old belt was shredded in the pulleys and wrapped everywhere. It took about 30 seconds of effort to realise it wasn't going to happen with the two of us working on it, and I had to call for a mobile mechanic. I got to chit-chatting with Steve for a minute, and this selfless man offered to let two complete strangers borrow his spare vehicle for the day so we could continue our trip. We exchanged phone numbers, and I let him snap a pic of my ID in case he felt like he needed it. To wrap the story up, so I'm not typing all morning, the wife and I were able to make it to the cabin. The mobile mechanic came out to my car and repaired it later that day. Steve let us use his car all day Saturday, and we swapped it back that night. Sometimes I forget how nice people can be, but this man did not have to stop, did not have to take me to the shop, did not have to help work on the car, and he did not have to let a stranger take his spare vehicle into the mountains for more than one day, but he was kind. So I love stories like that. There are a lot of good Samaritans out there. I'm sure you've all got stories where someone's helped you or you've helped them, somebody you didn't even know maybe. And I certainly have things that have happened, either me helping somebody else or them helping me. And it's important to remember that most people are helpful. They are kind. They don't, just sit at home behind a computer and troll other people, or say nasty things about people. They're the minority, and they are the ones that need the most help, really, aren't they? So yeah, I thought I'd finish on a nice positive story. Bye, David. I'm finishing now anyway. So listen, I hope you've enjoyed this first Sunday service. Hope you feel better now than you did when it started. That's the whole point of it. Hope you feel good, that you've had a chat set you up for Sunday, feeling better about yourself and maybe problems that you've got in your life. As I say, we can't cure all the ills of the world. We can't cure maybe, anything, but we can make things more enjoyable. We can have a laugh. We can support each other. And I want to thank each and every one of you for supporting me and my channel. And, it's true, when I feel bad, down, whatever, it's often the YouTube, then coming on the YouTube and chatting with you guys makes me feel better. So thank you for that. Okay, I'm off. Have a good Sunday. Whatever you're doing and wherever you are. I'll see you really soon in the next video. And until then, as always, may your God go with you. I'm going to put on that, I'm going to put the introduction out as an exit, which is just a little bit of gospel music. Made me feel good. Hope it makes you feel good. Bye.